This is Philadelphia Catholic League basketball, and from basketball to football and every sport in between, no better rivalry in the PCL than LaSalle and St. Joseph's Prep. Bob Long here to bring you the broadcast, and of course, what a crazy year it is here in 2021, but some normalcy as basketball returns to the airwaves on Bob Long Sports and from LaSalle College High School. LaSalle 3-2 overall in the season. They've won each of their last 3 games after starting off with 2 of the top 3 teams in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Home to Newman-Goretti, that was a heartbreaking buzzer beater for the LaSalle team, and certainly exhilarating for Newman-Goretti as they move to 1-0. And then in the second game, Archbishop Wood took care of LaSalle, but since that point, LaSalle has gone on the road, and they've won 3 straight games. Here's an opportunity to come back home. It's the start of a 3-game homestand against their arch rivals and a team in St. Joe's Prep who is scuffling a little bit under head coach Jason Harrigan, his first year at the helm, replacing Speedy Morris, the longtime head coach of St. Joseph's Prep. Should be an interesting one here tonight. We have the balanced scoring attack of LaSalle. 3 guys average over 10 points per game, including Sam Brown, Nick Verano, as well as Horace Simmons and Charles Ireland. He adds 9 points per game. St. Joe's Prep, only one guy in double figures. That's Jimmy King, averaging 25 points per game, and he leads the Philadelphia Catholic League in scoring this year. Should be a really good one. Thanks for joining us here on a beautiful Wednesday night for high school hoops. Now we're going to send it down to the public address announcer, Chris Carabello, who gets us started.
Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association and LaSalle College High School promote and encourage good sportsmanship. We ask that you be positive in supporting your team. Please avoid abusive or inappropriate language. We ask that you accept the decision of tonight's PIAA officials as fair and impartial. Thank you for your cooperation. At this time, we would ask that you please rise, remove your hats, and be mindful that we are always and everywhere in the holy presence of God. In his meditations, St. John Baptist de LaSalle reminds his followers, you have been made responsible for these children, just as St. Joseph was made responsible by God for the Savior of the world. This is also the first care you ought to have in your work if you wish to imitate St. Joseph, who had nothing more at heart than to provide for the needs of the child Jesus. We pause at the beginning of this game to ask God that we may have nothing more at our heart than providing guidance to and fostering growth within the young men of LaSalle College High School and St. Joseph's Prep. Whether we are parents, teachers, coaches, alumni, or fellow students, we ask that God give us the grace to fulfill well the responsibility He entrusts us with, educating the minds, forming the characters, and nurturing the spirits of young men who engage the world in its need with integrity, fairness, generosity, compassion, and faith. We ask these things through Christ our Lord. Amen. St. John Baptist de LaSalle, pray for us. St. Joseph, pray for us. Lift Jesus in our hearts forever. Please remain standing as we honor our men and women in the armed forces and veterans of military service with the playing of our national anthem, performed and recorded by the LaSalle Concert Band.
Always good to hear the LaSalle Concert Band, even if not in person here in 2021, delivering the national anthem. And now we'll be introduced To the starting lineups, starting with St. Joseph's Prep, the Hawks on the road here tonight, led by head coach Jason Harrigan. Jimmy King, averaging 25 points per game. He's 49% from beyond the arc this year. As he goes, so goes St. Joseph's Prep. Richard Thomas introduced second, 9 points per game. He is a senior. Austin Hodgins, a senior as well, averaging 10 points per game. And now the juniors. Jaden Vargas averaging 5 points per game, and they're actually going to go with the senior in the fifth starting spot, Nick Jagadich, the big man. He is a defensive lineman in football for the state championship winning St. Joseph's Prep football team, and he's going to anchor the front court for the Hawks here tonight. Jackson Conroy, number 1, gets the start tonight for LaSalle, averaging 4.5 points per game. He is a senior. Sam Brown, the leading scorer for this LaSalle team, at 16.5 points per game, averaging 46% from the field. And then Nick Verano, he has been on fire in the last few games. He's led the team in scoring over the last 2 games and averages 15 points per game. Charles Ireland at 9 points per game. He's as efficient as you'll see, 50% from beyond the arc and 52% from the field. And then Horace Simmons, he started off the year with some magic, 26 points per game, and still averages 12 to pace the Explorers as their third leading scorer. So the table is set. The 3-2 LaSalle College High School Explorers on a 3-game winning streak come home trying to defend their home turf for the very first time here this year. They happen to play their first 2 games of the season here against 2 teams that are going to be right at the top of the standings, Newman-Goretti and Archbishop Wood. They took Newman-Goretti to the brink, but came up empty in both. So an opportunity to find some pay dirt at home for the first time this year. And St. Joe's Prep at 1-3 in the Philadelphia Catholic League. They did play Archbishop Carroll in technically a non-solicited contest, so that's not going to count towards Philadelphia Catholic League standings. But that was their last time out. They lost 59-56, so 1-4 overall. Horace Simmons against Nick Jagadich, and we're underway. LaSalle in white, St. Joseph's Prep in maroon. And the Hawks come out in a man-to-man set defensively. Ireland got to the center of the man-to-man, and Sam Brown launches for 3. Came into the game just shooting 2 of 14 from beyond the arc. Much more efficient inside the three-point line, but a smooth stroke there puts the Explorers up. First look at Jimmy King offensively. He was a big part of a senior-laden team last year that came to LaSalle on the last regular season game of Speedy Morris's career and took down the Explorers in a close one, and St. Joe's Prep is going to give this one away. So King and a little bit Richard Thomas as well, who just turned that ball over, played some minutes on that senior-laden team last year, but though you're going to see a lot of seniors on the floor for St. Joe's Prep, not a ton of varsity experience. Back cut there, an ambitious pass. LaSalle very fortunate to maintain possession. And Nick Verano lights it up at 6-0. LaSalle 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. LaSalle comes out in the man-to-man defensively as well. No good there. And here comes LaSalle the other way. Simmons now with patience at the top of the key. Sam Brown is open for 3 again. That one's well short. And St. Joe's Prep comes up with the rebound. LaSalle quick to close out on Jimmy King as soon as he catches that basketball. Head coach Mike McKee in his 3rd year, no doubt about it, going to make St. Joe's Prep try to beat him with somebody not named Jimmy King. And there's a timeout called by the first-year man, Jason Harrigan. Excited to see what he can do with this program. He came from Del Valle Charter after the 2016 season, then moved over to Cardinal O'Hara, had a really nice 2-year stint there, had things going in the right direction. He moved on at that point and now gets back into the Philadelphia Catholic League here in 2021 with the St. Joe's Prep Hawks. Big shoes to fill? Yeah, I would say so, with Speedy Morris retiring after a legendary and Hall of Fame career. But Harrigan thought of very highly in basketball circles across Philadelphia and beyond, and a good steward for the Hawks program. Big shoes to fill? Yeah, I would say so. There's King to the basket. No good, and here comes LaSalle the other way. Ireland got himself in trouble there, and it's going to turn over going back the other way. St. Joe's Prep into the offensive set. Here is King. Hodgins for 3 on the baseline, and Jackson Conroy comes down uncontested. Horace Simmons was all alone. St. Joe's Prep in transition. LaSalle got some numbers back, but a pretty good look from the foul line. And with a shooter's roll, Maurice Clark. Dangerous pass. Simmons fortunate to get back, and there's going to be a hold called against number 11 for St. Joe's Prep, Jaden Vargas. One thing, if you can say, for this LaSalle team, even amidst their 3-game winning streak, they are turning the ball over at a clip of 12 per game. And super important in high school hoops, avoiding that live ball turnover, something that converts into easy points the other way. Just better than 3 minutes gone in this first quarter. A good one between LaSalle and St. Joe's Prep. That is where Sam Brown is so dangerous, off the bounce. And when he hits a 3-point shot earlier in the game, you got to respect that. Makes the drive all that more cunning. LaSalle leads 8-2. It's Richard Thomas running the offense. He's guarded by Jackson Conroy. LaSalle still in that man-to-man set. Hodgins with the basketball, rolls for Clark, who replaces. That one hit the side of the backboard. A pretty good play there by St. Joe's Prep, just not the result. Charles Ireland counted and won. There's a little eyebrow raise at the 3-point line. Nice dive to the cup and a great start for the Explorers. And that's already Jaden Vargas' second personal foul. The first one was on that scramble for the tipped pass into the backcourt. He and Horace Simmons were going after it. So that's a big development here. The junior, the lone junior in the starting lineup for St. Joe's Prep, has to come to the bench and is replaced by a fellow junior, Ethan Bird, averaging 2 points per game. Hodgins thought about that 3. Great defense there by Ireland. He still hasn't gotten a look as King. Clark got to the 10, everything but the finish. And now LaSalle has numbers again. Verano, catch and shoot, bang! Picture perfect transition from the LaSalle Explorers. Nix Verano picks up right where he left off. And we might have a clock issue. And perhaps it's a mask issue, but the quick stoppage, 3:20 to play first quarter. LaSalle stays in this man-to-man. It looks like Charles Ireland, the man tagged to be the on-ball defender on the Catholic League leading scorer, Jimmy King. And he kind of took a chance there on King. See if they can recover. Tough shot. Good team defense there on the recovery by Horace Simmons. Verano comes off the ball screen. Tough drive there. They're going to wave that off. Foul on the ground, but a nice drive by Horace Simmons. St. Joe's Prep team third foul, and that'll be the first against Ethan Bird. Simmons caught it inside and finished. St. Joe's Prep falling asleep defensively. A nice, decisive back cut. And a timeout called by Jason Harrigan. LaSalle this year, 44% from the field, 40% from three. Those are all very good numbers. Of course, blowing those out of the water here tonight. They have been impressive and have imposed their will. Coming back home for the first time in a couple of weeks. Time to tell you about the Binsfeld lending team at Cross Country Mortgage, led by Keith Binsfeld, a proud LaSalle College High School alum. He's as good of a mortgage officer as you can find. If you're looking to buy a new home or refinance your home, rates are as low as they have ever been, and Keith can help you through the process. He can help you get your dream home, or he can reduce your payment. Great time to talk to Keith Binsfeld of the Binsfeld team at Cross Country Mortgage, a proud LaSalle family business. And he helped me and my wife get our home as well. Can't give a much more of a personal testimonial than that. I would highly recommend going to Keith, and we appreciate his support of LaSalle College High School Athletics and Bob Long Sports. The other thing that we've seen as you look at what St. Joe's Prep has done this year, they haven't shot the ball that poorly, 41% from the field, averaging about 55 points per game. That's not markedly different from LaSalle's 61, but a -10 rebounding differential. And we certainly have seen a differential in the first quarter here, that driven by the fact that LaSalle's shooting the ball well and St. Joe's Prep just isn't. That's Jimmy King getting on the board. And just to see it go through the hoop, got to be a good feeling for King and St. Joe's Prep, a guy who can go off at any point. Extra pass. Donahue, back iron, no. $1:37 to play in the first quarter. King spins. That's a tough shot. And Ireland continues to play tough defense. Verano in rhythm. Yes! LaSalle didn't have many numbers. Doesn't seem to matter when you have a sharpshooter like Nick Verano from deep. And it's 19-4. Hodgins thought about the answer. He's tripped up by Nick Verano. Got the feet caught up. First team foul. We mentioned Jimmy King leading the league in scoring. There are some guys of quite a high pedigree hot in pursuit. Khalil Farmer from Roman Catholic, a transfer this year. Fab Miller, Isaiah Miller coming from Newman Goretti. Both of them in the 23-plus point range. And then Malik Edwards, Catholic League stalwart from Bonner Prendy. That's well short. And great defense there from the LaSalle Explorers. Jimmy King pressing just a little bit. And St. Joe's Prep, I like this, to pick up a little bit full court. Change the look for LaSalle. And they do get it over. Dangerous pass there. Caleb Bryant is there for it. And now I think this is time to pull the ball back and see if you can get a good look at the end of the quarter. Ball's on the turf, and it is going to be LaSalle basketball. Yeah, perhaps I say that, hold for the last shot, unless it's Nick Verano. You can understand why you take that shot. He shoots it as a high clip, and LaSalle fortunate to get the ball back with 30 seconds left. First look at Chris Williams checking in for Sam Brown. Mike McKee, third-year coach, does a nice job of devising out-of-bounds plays to create good looks. There's one right there. Charles Ireland for three. And he is over 50% from beyond the arc on the year, one of the most efficient scorers in the Catholic League. Jagadich had the shot if he wanted, probably not his look. Now Thomas for three. It's good. Richard Thomas, still a few seconds left, and LaSalle is not going to get the shot off. LaSalle in control through one, 22-7. St. Joe's Prep got a couple of threes in the later stages there. But we head to the first break with LaSalle holding serve here at home. And time for Jason Harrigan and his team to put together devise a scheme to get back into this one. Here's an opportunity for us to talk about our partners at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. On the realtor side, Carrie, Garen Boyle, and Jim McLaughlin, as good as it gets, and also proud LaSallians. Jim is a dedicated advocate of the school. Carrie has had children go through here, and we certainly appreciate their sponsorship of everything we do here at Bob Long Sports and of LaSalle Athletics. And also on the personal side, they helped me and my wife buy that same home that Keith Binsfeld helped us finance on the personal mortgage side. Jim and Carrie are true professionals in every sense of the term and helped us from start to finish. Although you're never really finished when you buy a home, are you? There's always things to do. But Jim and Carrie got us in the home. We're unbelievably happy and could not give a higher recommendation of two true professionals for whom to trust your future as you try to make that big decision in your life. Buying or selling a home? Call Jim and Carrie. Second stanza underway. And they ran King off a ball screen. But LaSalle's able to get that switch back onto Ireland, and St. Joe's Prep nearly turned it over. Jagadich hits it. So we had that look from the baseline earlier, didn't take it, but the big man can chuck it from deep. Now St. Joe's Prep transitions into zone. Throwing another look at LaSalle coming out of the break. LaSalle with some patience, a skip pass for Ireland. And you can sense St. Joe's Prep with a little bit more fervor here defensively. Great back cut. Ireland, count it, and one. And how's that for a patient possession by LaSalle to start the second quarter? I didn't think St. Joe's Prep defended that poorly in any way. But LaSalle was patient, didn't put the ball on the turf. Pass to pass to pass, a decisive back cut by Ireland, creating the scoring opportunity. Sam Brown checks in, replacing Connor Donahue. LaSalle stays man-to-man. Thomas had the three to end the first quarter. He's blocked there by Nick Ferrano. And Horace Simmons comes back the other way. Skip pass for Williams. Extra for Sam Brown in the corner. Hits good. And the ball movement here by LaSalle is as good as we've seen this year. This team is rolling up 28-10. Here's King. Floater won't go. Tipped out of bounds by St. Joe's Prep. Last touch by J.P. Egan, the senior. Great to see Sam Brown 2 for 3 from beyond the arc here tonight. That's really going to continue to open up his interior 2-point field goal game. Horace Simmons for 3. Yes! And Horace Simmons, who hit 6 threes in the first game of the season here at LaSalle, he keeps up his hot ways. He's averaging 12 per game on the year. Egan tees it up from the corner. Sam Brown with the rebound. And even when St. Joe's misses, there are no secondary offensive rebounds to speak of. Charles Ireland for 3. St. Joe's Prep struggling to keep up defensively, and the train keeps rolling for LaSalle. What a start. 30-second timeout. Opportunity. We usually do this in football. We're a little bit understaffed here for LaSalle basketball, but time to call out and let us know where you at. Where are you watching this game from? You can respond on Twitter, tweet at us at Bob Long Sports and give us a follow. Or if you're watching on the YouTube feed, you can comment there, give us a shout, let us know where you're watching from. And you can get a shout yourself on air. Where are you at? So many ways you can go here when you think about this game. Sam Brown, the 2 3-point shots. I think that's going to open up his drive to the basket game where he is so difficult to contain. But I really want to talk about Charles Ireland, what we've seen in the first quarter plus here. He has been incredibly efficient on the floor, decisive off-ball cuts, and he has been the primary man tasked with keeping the league's leading scorer in check. And do that he certainly has. Just 2 given up on the game for Jimmy King. This is King. This time he slices to the hoop. Couldn't finish. There's a rare offensive rebound, and St. Joe's Prep's going to come back up with it. A nice job by Jaden Vargas to knife in there and get the initial offensive rebound. Blocked out of bounds there by LaSalle. And a 5-second violation. We'll give it right back to LaSalle. St. Joe's Prep goes right back to the man-to-man. Simmons, the lane's wide open. What a finish. That's unbelievable recognition from the sophomore there. No weak side help. A quick bounce and get to the bucket, young fella. And a blocking foul is called against Charles Ireland. Tried to get in the way of Maurice Clark. That's going to be his first, team's third. Make that second team foul on LaSalle, first on Ireland. He never reestablished inside the court of play. Vargas. That's 2 consecutive turnovers on out-of-bounds, inbound situations. Sam Brown steps into a 3. No good. Strong rebound there by King. Tough drive to the basket. Contact, and Maurice Clark will go to the line for 2. It's an astute decision by the junior Clark. Well, Sal's been doing a good job of running this St. Joe's Prep team off the three-point line. They know that that's the strength of this team. So perhaps there is a cavity that they can seek out. Drive into the hoop. Charles Ireland checks out of the game. A nice stint out there. Oh for 2 from beyond the arc. Just one of those nights, unfortunately, for Clark and St. Joe's Prep. They can't seem to get it going. Simmons giving the look for 3. And how about that hop? Oh, they say it hit the wire, and as I look up there, perhaps it does twinge a little back and forth, showing the contact, so that's going to be out of bounds to St. Joe's. I don't know if this camera is going to show that particularly well. So coming at about a 45-degree angle from the top of the backboard up to a lever and a pulley holding that basket where it is. There's just a little wire, so it protrudes above the basket and into the court of play. So when it bounces high off that rim, there's possibility that that ball pops up and hits that wire. That wire is deemed to be out of bounds. That's what happened there on that Horace Simmons 3. LaSalle trying to get Caleb Bryant involved. Across the lane, puts it up, and he is contacted. He'll shoot 2 at the line. LaSalle has high hopes for Caleb Bryant. Great to see him as a sophomore getting some action in varsity games. He started a few games this year, has a decent little stroke from the mid-range, and a guy who's going to continue to work on the footwork and finishing inside. Certainly has the body for it, and LaSalle sees a guy here who's going to be a big part of the future on this basketball team. I truly enjoy seeing him play. LaSalle's looking to come up with it. A lot of contact. Nothing there, and now St. Joe's Prep's going to have numbers the other way. Hodgins pulls up. Back iron, no. Nick Verano, that's a deep 3. And Nick Yagadich comes down with it. Caleb Bryant called for the foul, his first, team's 3rd. And I make that 4th. My buddy Jason Isley, assistant AD there, throwing me off with the scoreboard monikers. But 4th team foul, Caleb Bryant's first. Here's King. He's going to get all the way to the hoop. Nice job there. I think Caleb Bryant got a piece. Count that one as a block for him. Sam Brown walled off well by Nick Yagadich. They saw each other on the opposite sides of the line of scrimmage this fall. Yagadich on the D line of St. Joe's Prep. And, of course, Sam Brown, the running back for LaSalle. Charles Ireland, another decisive off-ball cut for him. And it's 38-10, LaSalle. Got to give this team some credit here from LaSalle. St. Joe's Prep, they've acquitted themselves well even in losses here. But LaSalle has exposed and played maybe their best basketball of the season. Bryant is fouled. And another great play in transition. The extra pass there from Nick Verano to Caleb Bryant sets up the foul shots. And Yagadich comes up with his 3rd personal foul, so that's a big one. Connor Donahue checks in, replacing Sam Brown. On for the Hawks, J.P. Egan replacing Yagadich, who should sit likely at least for the rest of the half here. 2 for 2, Caleb Bryant. A 30-point lead for LaSalle. Clark thought about the three, spinning out of control, lost the ball, and last touch by Clark. Here's the giveaway. 1:05 to play. Drive to the basket. We'll get 2 shots at the line coming from Maurice Clark. Our first taker on Where You At? Shout out to Suzanne Sorge, Ryan Sorge's Grammy, and Poppy watching from Fox Chase. Thank you so much for joining us, Suzanne, and appreciate you shooting us out here. Just not going the way of St. Joe's Prep here. Even when they get to the line, trouble converting. Sometimes it's just that type of night. .40 seconds. LaSalle might look to hold this one for the last shot, unless you get a look like that. Now here's Conroy, extra pass for Rano. And now LaSalle's going to back that out. Didn't quite get the look they want. Give St. Joe's Prep credit on the closeout. But now St. Joe's has to readjust as LaSalle creates a nice look here. Contact and a foul. Nice job by Connor Donahue. Drove down the baseline, realized that the defender didn't really have the angle, felt the contact. Throw it up, young fella. 2 shots at the line. That's the first personal against Austin Hodgins. And LaSalle's going to get a quick sub here for the shooter. And maybe not for the shooter. Just a late sub. 1 of 2 for Donahue. 13 seconds left. St. Joe's Prep looking to get one more look. There is Ryan Sorge into the game for LaSalle. So Suzanne, enjoy seeing him out there. No good on the 3. Conroy comes down with it. And as decisive of a half as we've seen here at LaSalle in a long time. LaSalle 41, St. Joe's Prep 10. LaSalle certainly came to play, and a complete effort through 16 minutes. Chance to tell you about our friends at E&M Insurance, an independent local insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs. E&M Insurance is owned and operated by Chris Marr, class of 1989 here at LaSalle, and father of Brendan and Ryan from the classes of 2018 and 2020 respectively. Located in North Wales, E&M Insurance has been servicing the Delaware Valley insurance needs since 1988, built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. They're an independent agent, so they work with a select group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years. They can provide solutions for your business or personal insurance on all levels, excelling at providing you the best coverage at the best rates, especially those folks that might have youthful age drivers. LaSalle, St. Joe's Prep, other folks in the Catholic League. If you have yourself a young driver, reach out to Chris and E&M Insurance, and they can improve your rates and make sure you get the best deal. Find them on the web at eandminsurance.com. That's EANDM insurance.com. or find them on Facebook. Hang with us for just a few minutes. We'll take a break, come back for the second half. You are watching LaSalle College High School basketball in the Philadelphia Catholic League. And LaSalle versus St. Joe's Prep, always a great rivalry. It's right here on Bob Long Sports. Stay with us.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop with your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
The motto here is enter to learn and leave to serve.
Not only are you expected to be great academically or athletically, but we also expect you to help serve your community.
Starting freshman year, LaSalle really introduces you to service through freshman branch out day, which is required for all the freshmen, and that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of service the LaSalle offers.
Administering service is important at LaSalle because it's voluntary. It's not mandatory. Kids can participate in whatever service program they want to. We have a ton of service programs during the school year, but then there's also summer service trips.
Every day after school there'll be trips into Philadelphia or the surrounding communities. And then during the summers there's service trips for juniors heading into their senior year to different places like Puerto Rico, Rome, Navajo Nation, St. Lucia, California.
One of my favorite ones is the Secret Santa service trip. On Christmas Eve, during the morning, you go to people's houses and deliver presents to them who aren't as fortunate, so they wouldn't be getting those presents if we didn't go deliver them.
Service does allow you to make new friends or get closer to your peers that you didn't think you were close with.
Sometimes I wonder, why I'm doing service. I have a lot of things on my plate, but the feeling that I get after I go there, it's beyond anything.
Other kids who come from less fortunate families, they don't have the same opportunities that we have. So what we can do is give those less fortunate kids a way of life, a way of where we could give them what we have so that they could benefit and be able to learn from us so that they could be the best versions of themselves.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do.
What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
Welcome back to LaSalle College High School, getting ready to start the second half here on Bob Long Sports. A couple more folks shouting us out in terms of where you at. Thanks to Tammy checking in from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and cheering on her LaSalle Explorers. Saw Paul Asman checking in, saying thanks for the broadcast. You're welcome, Paul. Thank you so much for checking in yourself. Really appreciate that. And then I do see some of you folks from the St. Joe's Prep football team. Samir, thanks for the shout out. Samir Higgins on the broadcaster side. I really do appreciate that. And I'm cheering for you. We'll be looking forward to seeing what you do at Duke next year. Again, as talented as you guys are and as tough as some of those football games were, got to be Catholic League strong. And I certainly am looking forward to seeing where you guys, what you do at the next level. Kyle and Marvin at Ohio State, you certainly, Samir, at Duke. It's quite the pipeline coming out of the Catholic League. So thanks to all of you guys from both LaSalle and St. Joe's Prep on the football and the other sports side for watching tonight. It really is appreciated. And great that you're able to support your fellow student athletes. Let's tell you about Dunphy Ford in the Northeast, a wonderful Ford dealership, a family run. They've had many of the same employees for 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years. And Kevin Dunphy, a good LaSalle man and a longtime sponsor of us here at Bob Long Sports. We certainly appreciate all that he's done for us, getting us to the point we are right now. So again, pay it forward. Check out Dunphy Ford in the Northeast, 7700 Frankfort Avenue, DunphyFord.com, with always great selection and the best prices. Go see Kevin and tell him that Bob Long Sports sent you. All right, time to get things started here in the second half. You know, of course, some of the unfortunate things about times like these, as you know, a St. Joe's Prep LaSalle game would always be packed to the gills. But you see that engagement online, you see the numbers and folks watching. It's even though it has been a tough start here for St. Joe's Prep, appreciate the support here. And, hey, let's see what Jason Harrigan can pull out of the second half here. You know, he's a fantastic coach, and there's a lot of talent on this St. Joe's Prep team. 31's a lot to ask, but let's see what they can do to cut into this deficit here in the second half. Ireland had a great first half. St. Joe's Prep starts out man-to-man. Here's Horace Simmons. Nagged at the top of the key. Conroy is open for three, just a bit long. Here's Clark coming the other way. King has it. And now Jagadich. Hand check called. That should be the second against Nix Verano. Clark inside. That one's erased by Sam Brown. Simmons the other way. No numbers, but he attacks and gets contact. He'll shoot two at the line. Big time block by Sam Brown on the other end. And Sam Brown's teammate, Jalen DeVos, checking in. Jalen, great to hear from you, my friend. One of two for Horace Simmons. Certainly a player to watch in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Just a sophomore. Played significant varsity minutes last year, and now already a team leader in scoring and intangibles as well. And a stoppage. Someone's got to lift the mask. There's a 2021 call for you. A double high ball screen. King elected to go left. Conroy had some good hands in there. Trouble there. Out of bounds last touch. Conroy got the piece and knocked it out of bounds. There's a ball screen. Ireland defends. What a defensive play. They're going to call a block against Charles Ireland. But a really good defensive effort on King, spinning into the lane. Ireland picks up his third personal, team second here in the second half, and that clock is still running. King rises. And here comes Simmons the other way. Sam Brown dives to the 10. A lot of contact. Hit hard by Nick Jagadich. We mentioned it in the first half, but we're remiss not to say it. Certainly not the first time those two bodies have collided here this year. Brown in football, Jagadich on the defensive line for St. Joe's Prep. Short on the first free throw. And one of two. LaSalle 2 for 4 from the line to start the second half. A 2-2-1, three-quarters court pressure. And St. Joe's Prep effectively able to break it. Here's a ball screen. Clark replaces. King all the way to the basket. Nice finish. Here's Simmons, guarded by Clark. Nice slip. Simmons to the basket, counted and one, and that's the 4th personal foul against Nick. Make that 5th personal foul against Nick Jagodich. His night should be over. He had 3 going into the first half, the 1 against Sam Brown to begin the second, and now that's it for Jagodich. Strong offhand finish there from Horace Simmons as well, knowing that the contact is coming from a big, strong guy like Jagodich. And LaSalle in full control here. Other games across the Philadelphia Catholic League here tonight. Devon Prep earlier this afternoon took down West Catholic 56-51. Devon Prep at 4-2, a half game ahead of LaSalle for the 5th spot in the Catholic League rankings right now. That's a strong Devon Prep team. It's one of the last games of the season. I'm very much looking forward to that one here in this building. Horace Simmons for 3, his 2nd of the night. And he continues to tabulate quite the evening himself. There's a pull-up. Couldn't finish, so that was Matt Gorman. He's a freshman, class of 2024. And nice to see him getting varsity minutes early on. Sam Brown is fouled. That's on the floor. St. Joe's Prep the 4th. It's the 2nd or 3rd time I've seen this clock running, and a bit of a mea culpa here because context clues tells me that is a running clock. I just haven't seen it much in hoops, but I think that's what's going on right now. Bryant nearly finished, got his own rebound. Sam Brown, yes. And the lead is 40 here for LaSalle late in the 3rd quarter. For LaSalle, just a complete display of basketball here tonight, moving the ball, getting good looks. Jimmy King traveled on the other end, and for St. Joe's Prep, it's just the opposite. Sometimes that happens in basketball. Just don't have your night. This is a team that certainly should win a few more games in the Catholic League this year, have lots of opportunities to do so, and you see the talent, but they've run into a brick wall here tonight. LaSalle going to go and win 4 straight games after this one tonight. Nick Verano couldn't get the roll. Conroy came up with it, and I think that's going to be an offensive foul. And yeah, late call there, but a little bit of a push off by Conroy. Goes the other way. Here's King in transition there and in traffic, and he got fouled. He's going to shoot 2 at the line. All right, Car Dog 13, you got it. Bob, I know you see this comment. A shout out would be nice. You got it. Appreciate you guys watching. A minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Bryant. He lost the ball. Maurice Clark. Numbers here for St. Joe's Prep. Will take it himself. And a foul called against Donahue on the swipe. Here's a running clock one for you. What happens if, when at the free throw line, the clock goes to 0 in the 3rd quarter? We'll experience something new together here, folks. Now they stopped it, as you see there on bottom left. In and out. I was just imagining a buzzer going off on Maurice Clark's second shot or something as the clock ran down. But with 11 and counting, final seconds of the third quarter. Good hands there by King. Clark's going to come up with it. Still 3 seconds left. Kept in, and that is the end of 3. King went down hard, and his teammates over there to get him. He looks up on his own power, and that is certainly good to see. So after 3, LaSalle in control, a 38-point lead. This portion of today's game brought to you by Franchoice. If you or someone you know is in a career transition, you need coaching. You can figure out how to make your big dreams come true, whether it's a business of your own or a job that you're looking to transition into. You can get free coaching from Patrick Donahue at Franchoice, a proud sponsor of LaSalle College High School basketball and Bob Long Sports. Franchoice, helping people realize their dreams. And the Binsfeld lending team at Cross Country Mortgage. Keith Binsfeld, proud LaSalle College High School graduate and the best mortgage officer I've dealt with. Residential mortgage specialist. He is fantastic at getting you a great rate, but also walking you through the process. Getting you to buy your dream home. He certainly helped me and my wife, and I could not recommend him any more wholeheartedly. That's Keith Binsfeld of the Binsfeld team at Cross Country Mortgage, a proud sponsor of Bob Long Sports and everything LaSalle. Underway here in the fourth. King no good for 3. And Nick Verano is going to pull it back. LaSalle should be in no particular hurry the rest of the way here. Donahue. Inside, Bryant. Extra pass, Williams. LaSalle working it inside. Bryant puts it on the pavement. Great look for Jackson Conroy. It's good for 3. And you like to see that out of the big man, the ability to operate and pass out of the block. A guy who they're looking to continue to get minutes. You just can't teach his size, body type, athleticism, and exciting to see him play well if you're a LaSalle basketball fan. Good play there. Jackson Conroy came up with it. Foul called. That'll go against Jimmy King. King's going to look back on it. Certainly not his night. We talked about the other 3 guys. He's at about 24.5, 25 points per game. There are 3 guys at 23 points per game and above. A lot of them playing tonight. Fab Miller from Newman Goretti, Kalir Farmer from Roman Catholic, and Malik Edwards from Bonner Prendy all playing this evening. And they're at 23 and change. It's a lot to ask for guys in a 32-minute basketball game to average 24, 23 points per game, but you have 4 very, very talented guys at the top in the scoring column. And King, certainly is going to open the door for someone else to take the lead there, at least at this point in time, but it should be a 3 or 4 horse race all year for that scoring title. Here's the freshman, Matt Gorman. And wholesale substitutions, Owen Garwood checks in for St. Joe's Prep. Tom Hart, the junior, checks in. Up next for LaSalle, they will host Lansdale Catholic on Friday night. And it'll be live right here on Bob Long Sports. Foul called against St. Joe's Prep. Ryan Gaffney. Make that Owen Garwood, should say, number 22. Hope you join us there. And then what should be a fantastic game, a battle of 6A, LaSalle against Roman Catholic. And that'll be on Monday night, the 22nd at 7 p.m. Roman's been really, really good. Foul called there. Williams hit hard beyond the three-point line, and Garwood maybe just a little something to say there to Chris Williams on his way by. I can understand a little bit of frustration in a game like this. The official having a brief conversation there with Garwood. See that clock tick. It's just different than football. I don't know. This 3-shot foul is going to take a big chunk of time out of. Well, now the clock is stopped. I might need to educate myself a little bit better on this rule, to be honest with you all. In comes Ryan Sorge. He replaces Nick Verano. A nice game for Verano. Likely his curtain call here tonight might be the last we see of him. Brown got his as well. Ireland sits on the bench. St. Joe's Prep has emptied the bench as well to a large extent, though King remains out there. A drive in the lane. Good footwork there. How about that? Tom Hart hasn't got much run here tonight, but that was a nice move. And travel called against Williams. Mike McKee wants a timeout, 4:10 to play. Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Guerin Boyle, the official realtors of Bob Long Sports. From Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Rich Realtors. If you want to work with Berkshire Hathaway, you tell them that Bob Long Sports sent you. Well, you're going to get either one or both of these fantastic realtors. Wonderful ambassadors of LaSalle, the Catholic League, and beyond. And they are true professionals at what they do. Allowed my wife and I to get our dream home. They can also help you sell your home. It's quite the interesting residential real estate market out there, not like something I'd ever seen. And so you really want to work with somebody that knows what they're doing, and I could not recommend anybody any higher than these two. Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Guerin Boyle. You see their contact information below. Jot it down. Come back to it if you're coming back to this broadcast. And if you know anybody or yourself that's looking to buy or sell a home, please consider Jim and Carrie and tell them that Bob Long Sports sent you. Backcourt. LaSalle basketball. Williams comes to the ball well, and Sorge has it across half court. 3:45 to play. LaSalle in full control, up 40. Pull up, and he was raked across the wrist by number 22, Ryan, make that Owen Garwood. Yeah, they're actually going to call that against James Sivley, number 13. Looked like it was. Nope, we got ourselves a correction coming from Chris Carabello. It looks like it was Garwood after all. So he's getting his money's worth. Third foul here in the fourth quarter. In other action, we talked about Devon Prep and West Catholic. Devon Prep, a 56-51 winner. Last we checked before the game, Archbishop Carroll was up big against Father Judge. And at the half 19 minutes ago from Archbishop Wood, Wood 40, Roman 25. That's a big game. A lot of people are keeping their eyes on. There's Hart. Almost got that one to go. Big board there, but St. Joe's Prep's going to get it right back. There's a deep three, no good. Donahue comes down with the rebound. And Sorge with it now. So LaSalle's going to move on to 4-2 on the year. St. Joe's Prep drops to 1-5 overall. Connor Cyberlick checks into the game here for LaSalle for the first time. That's him with the ball. Williams with his back to the basket. Couldn't finish. Pretty nice move. 2 minutes to play. An offensive foul called against Colin Smith, the moving screen. "90 seconds in this one. Thanks everyone for being with us here on Bob Long Sports here tonight. A real pleasure bringing the game to you. Appreciate all the engagement online as well. Hopefully I got to as many of you as I could who gave us a shout out here. And appreciate the conversation. Here's Donahue. He gets all the way to the basket. Couldn't finish. A nice drive. Now Hart has it now, defended by Williams. Smith has it and Hart. Step back three. And Williams, this should just about do it with that rebound. Sorge. And LaSalle just going to run this one out. As complete an effort as you could imagine from this LaSalle basketball team here tonight. Mike McKee has his team ready to play. They've won 4 straight. They have Lansdale Catholic coming to town on Friday night. And then Roman Catholic, a big one on Monday. Got to be feeling good about where things are right now. Huge games from Nick Sforano, Charles Ireland, Sam Brown, and Horace Simmons here tonight. Really the entire LaSalle team. It was a complete top to bottom effort tonight. They win this one 59-18. And one more time, got to tell you about E&M Insurance, our wonderful sponsor here. They allow us to do what we do at this point on Bob Long Sports. Allowed us to continue to keep our viewers engaged and helped us invest in some technology. And of course, they're an independent local insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs. Chris Marr from the class of 1989 is our proud sponsor. Give him a shout out on the web at eandminsurance.com. That's E-A-N-D-M insurance.com. You can find them on Facebook as well. For your personal, for your business, they work to help provide solutions on all levels. And they work with a dedicated group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years. That's E&M Insurance, a proud sponsor of the game tonight. Appreciate everybody being with us here and appreciate everybody what they've done here for us over the years and for paying attention to what we do and supporting Philadelphia Catholic League basketball. Bob Long here saying so long here tonight. The final once again, 59-18. See everybody back here on